Buongiorno, bitches. This video was supposed to be a giveaway, but I had a little problem. Long story short, the giveaway was bath bombs. They arrived broken and didn't go well trying to get them replaced. So the giveaway will be for a later video, just as a way to say thank you for subscribing and watching my videos. I really appreciate it.
It's showtime.
Strait was released in 1964 and starred Joan Crawford in a continuation of the hagsploitation genre that she started with Betty Davis in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. We open with a couple about to have sexy times, but you can file these sexy times under patty cake because the man Frank is married. Frank, by the way, is played by Lee Majors, like the $6 Million Man.
It's Lee Majors, the $6 Million Band.
We learn that the man Frank is actually married to a woman named Lucy, played by Joan Crawford. Lucy looks like she's getting home from being on the prowl herself. Lucy comes home and finds Frank wearing a crop sweater. Oh, I'm sorry, that's just his chest hair. And she does the thing that any logical woman would do. And apparently, this is frowned upon because the little girl grows up to be Carol, and she is sent to live with her Aunt Emily and her Uncle Bill after her mother is institutionalized. She lives with them on their family farm for about 20 years until Lucy is released from the institution. Carol is played by Diane Baker. Originally, Anne Helms was cast, but she did not get along with Joan Crawford. There's actually a YouTube interview with Anne Helms where she talks about the entire story. Carol has just told her fiancé Michael her family history and that her mother is being released. They give us some artsy opening credits that feature a devil's face, a Stretch Armstrong. I don't really get what they're trying to tell us, but I do like them. Lucy and Carol are reunited, which is as awkward as you could imagine. Carol shows her mother around the farm. She introduces her to Leo, the farmhand. Then Carol shows Lucy that she's taken up a little hobby. She's been making sculptures. Carol has another surprise for her. Lucy's charm bracelets. The one she wore the night she, killed those people. Michael is coming over for dinner. Carol begins setting the table. Emily cuts the ham while Lucy looks on ominously. And Bill tells dad jokes.
They must be in the linen closet. I'll get them if I can fight off the moths.
The background of the scene has some subliminal advertising. Joan Crawford was famously married to the CEO of Pepsi at the time, Alfred Steele. She made sure to get that Pepsi money. That's what I need to do. I need to marry beverage money. Everyone's out here trying to be with a celebrity. They don't have any money. I'm probably only hot enough for like an off-brand soda though. Who owns RC Cola? It might be a woman who owns it, but you know what? In this economy, you have to try some things. Lucy blue skidoos out of there as soon as Michael shows up, so he does not get the chance to meet her. Carol and Michael go looking for Lucy, and they find this. Oh, I get it. Because she cut off heads in real life. Carol and Lucy have a girls' day, and Carol buys Lucy the same dress she wore the night, she killed those people. She also gets her a wig in the same style that she wore the night she, killed those people. And Lucy looks incredible. She looks just like she did the night she, killed those people. All of this is making Lucy have delusions. She starts having nightmares.
No! Lucy Hart.
Whose bed do you think Bill and Emily go to do it?
Don't you go in that room!
No, she's right. I'll go.
Aw, Bill is so nice. When they go to check Lucy's bedroom, they of course find no frightening mannequin heads. They convince Lucy that it was actually just her wig head. Carol goes to visit Michael and his parents.
Can I get you something?
No, thanks. We're on our way to the movies. We'll have dinner later.
Glass of milk?
Oh, you and your milk.
Why not?
He just has milk. Is someone in the movie married to the CEO of Milk? They lie and say that Lucy was an invalid, and Michael actually still hasn't met Lucy, so Carol invites him to lunch. The next day at lunch, Lucy is wearing her best murderous ensemble. And she feasts her eyes on Michael.
And I'm just a country girl. You don't have to be so formal with me. Why don't you just call me Lucy?
Bro, that's your man. Lucy's seduction is interrupted by a call from her therapist, Dr. Anderson, who wants to see her. Lucy's really angry and she blames Carol for him calling.
Why did you send for him? Who? He just called from town. He's on his way here now.
Mother, what are you talking about?
And just like that, smoke bomb, Dr. Anderson is there. This man, by the way, the man who plays Dr. Anderson, is not an actor. He worked for Pepsi Cola and Joan Crawford just offered him a role in the movie. He says he's there on an unofficial visit on his way to a fishing trip. Is that allowed? Are therapists just allowed to show up to your house during non-billable hours uninvited? Dr. Anderson starts asking Lucy questions like, how is she feeling? What does she do in her spare time?
I do a lot of knitting. Remember, they taught me that in therapy.
Because of course they give you sharp objects in an asylum after you've murdered people. The doctor warns Carol about Lucy and demands to take her back to the asylum.
You're right. If the institution sent someone out, it would only upset her. I'll take her back myself.
Aren't you on a fishing trip? Dr. Anderson walks back to his car and... The next day, Leo starts painting the doctor's car because he's decided it's his. He knows what's going on and he's kind of blackmailing Lucy and Carol. That night, the entire family goes to Michael's to meet his parents.
Yeah, you look great.
Lucy is still really shy around new people, and we think she's having an episode when really she's just locked in this really cool room because she spilled some coffee on herself.
Let me out!
Here you are. I think I got most of it out.
Everyone leaves except the parents to go look at their new dairy barn. Michael's mother begins grilling Lucy, and she doesn't have to turn up the heat too high because Lucy lets it slip that Carol and Michael want to be married. Michael's parents are not happy, and Lucy ends up snitching on herself and admitting that she was in an asylum. They assumed she had an illness like polio or herpes or something.
I want to hear the truth. Why were you in a sanatorium?
Well, I was...
Answer me, why?
Well, I was ill.
Alice, please, don't you see you're upsetting her?
It wasn't just a sanatorium, was it?
Girl, you don't have to tell them anything. Tell them you were there for unpaid parking tickets. It's not their business. Lucy storms out, and the whole family goes looking for her, and she is on the run.
Michael, we've got to find her.
Don't worry, we'll find her. She can't have gone far.
I'll take my car.
Right, I'll get mine.
No, now there's no sense in both of us going. I think you ought to take the girls on home.
No.
He's right, Carol. You wait here. I'll bring the car around.
Don't you worry, I'll find her. But I want you two at home when I bring her back.
Raymond,
Yes, dear, I'm listening.
did you hear that?
Hear what?
There was a noise.
Oh, you're imagining things.
There it is again. Raymond, there's someone outside that front door.
Why don't you open it and let them in?
Huh? I'm just looking for Ja Rule so I can try to make sense of all this. It was a Scooby-Doo episode the entire time. So Carol was the killer. Where did she even get the mask? Oh, wait. She makes those sculptures. Okay. Yeah. I don't know.
She tried to kill me. She tried to kill us all. You've got to stop her. It doesn't matter, darling. Don't you understand? We can be married. They can't stop us now.
I'm a romantic and I always root for love, but I don't think he's gonna get over the fact that you killed his dad. At least wait a week. He was gaslighting Lucy almost the entire movie and she was setting her up. And in the end, Lucy forgives her. The movie, written by Robert Bloch, who also wrote Psycho, received mostly bad reviews, but good reviews for Joan's performance as Lucy. Most reviewers agree that Joan gave this movie a better performance than the script deserved. The movie performed very well at the box office, mostly because of director William Castle's shameless promotion and Joan Crawford being willing to do personal appearances. Some theaters even gave out cardboard axes to the audience. Joan's cap sleeve floral dress is obviously going to be the most memorable look from the movie because she wears it for most of the movie. Keeping Lucy in this dress is a really strategic move because it allows the audience to believe that she's going to snap whenever she wears it. The original version of the dress had a matching bolero jacket that we see briefly in the beginning of the movie. The charm bracelets are also a really good touch. They're almost a harbinger for a new victim, and the movie doesn't really need a soundtrack. It's almost like the charm bracelets are the soundtrack. It was also a smart move financially because the film only had a budget of $550,000, and most of it, I'm sure, went to milk and mannequin heads. Despite being able to find that clip, I can't figure out who the costumier for the movie was, other than a small mention that Joan flew to New York with assistant producer Donna Holloway to pick out outfits for her. God, I hope she doesn't have corona. I also love this simple dress that Carol wears with low back and matching headband. and the square neck dress that Michael's mother wears with 3-layer necklace. Now I know why Joan looked like she was on the prowl. I feel like a floozy. I didn't have another charm bracelet, so I made one out of a rubber band and earrings. The next movie we will be doing is a Lana Turner movie, The Postman Always Rings Twice. If you like this video, please like it, but if you love it, please consider subscribing. Thank you. Bye.